Hey, what's up, y'all? Once again, this is your boy Andre,
And this is your boy Will.
and we are the host of
If there's a will,
There's a Dre. So, we hope that you've liked our the first couple of videos that we've done. Be sure to check those out if you haven't. We'll leave the tile cards for you to check them out. The reaction to Luca and AD
hmm
trading, getting traded, and then I also went solo for a little bit to talk about the Isaiah Thomas Michael Jordan beef. But for today, Will and I are going to be discussing and reacting to the All Star Weekend. Now, before we do that, I wanted to also let you know that pretty soon we also want to take a look at some of the winners and losers of the most recent trade battles throughout the NBA. So we'll be posting a video about that pretty soon too. But before we get started, as always, please be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Click on the notification button so you'll get notified every time we drop a new post, and then also share this to your networks.
yes, yeah, yep. And I'm sorry, guys. I've been gone for a little bit. I've dealt with some stuff out there, sickness, but I'm ready to get back and get back to talking again. So I'm definitely excited to start this episode because this All-Star game was interesting to say the least. It was
Yeah. No, you call it an All Star game. I call it an alleged All Star game. But you see what I did there?
Ooh.
See what I did there?
I'll give it to you. I'll give you that. I'll
That
give you
was pretty
that. I'll give you
good. All
that.
right, that was kind of lame, but it wasn't as lame as the weekend. But whatever.
Oh no.
All
Sound effect. Anyway,
right, so
but
let's jump into it. First off, Will, man, okay, we can talk about that celebrity game, but that was nonsense, and I got nothing to say about that. It was whack. So if you got anything
yeah.
you want to say, I'm gonna just let you drive with that one because no, it was pointless to
I,
me.
I do miss the day and age where it was like I like where it was like Snoop Dogg in the celebrity game. You had Justin Bieber, I know, for 1 year. You had all these different guys in the celebrity game, and it seems like it's just like streamers. Like I love Drewski.
Influencers, yeah.
Yeah, influencers. Like I love Drewski more than the next person. I love Kai that more than the next person. But I don't know. I just miss when it was like just actual like stars, actual celebrities, singers, people like or even like actors. I miss that. I miss that in the celebrity games. But I didn't really care for it. I don't know if I know you really didn't care for it, but yeah, I guess it was I guess.
Well, I don't know, Will. I mean, like, since they got all these influencers, maybe our day in the sun is gonna be there next year. So if we have a little glow up with this podcast,
you
they
you
might be
never
calling us.
the way it's looking like they trying to get everybody. They gonna see us playing against I don't know some next influencer,
I mean,
but
and I mean, we got some experience playing on the hardwood. So,
mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm trying to tell y'all, like, Andre got a mean jumper. Like, don't he has a mean jumper. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't let him fool y'all. Don't let him fool y'all. But
yeah, before I had one cheeseburger too many, yeah, your boy could do
oh
his
man,
thing,
come
but
on.
anyway, so yeah, we ain't really got nothing to say about the Austin. I mean, about the celebrity
Right.
game. It is what it is. But yeah, will you hit it on the head, man? I wish we did have some more like
Mhm.
famous celebrities. I mean, and influencers, fine, they had millions of followers on their different socials and stuff like that. So I get it, but some substantive celebrities would have been nice, but whatever.
Yeah.
It
I,
is what it is.
yeah.
Um,
And I think the biggest thing is it's hard to really so for me it's hard to really care about it because I'm not like like oh my god I love the celebrity game. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but yeah, I don't know, put some more effort into it. It's a lot of show, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Next off, we got the Rising Star Challenge. Now, I will say, even though you didn't have the same kind of star power that you would have with a normal All Star game, I
hmm
was pretty entertained by it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like a lot of the players, they're hungry and they want to use that platform to show the world what they can do and show that they deserve a spot on the roster, and they use that opportunity to really ball out.
Yeah, they did, especially like guys like Stephon Castle. Like he was
Mhm.
balling. Like
Yeah,
that whole thing, even up to like when they played the OGs, like they he was balling. So I like those hungry stars. Like they're trying to make, like you said, trying to make a name for themselves. So yeah, I think that was really really good, and actually kind of goes into my point later about trying to fix the All Star game, I guess.
yeah, no doubt.
But
So,
yeah, the Rising Star was definitely fun. It was definitely fun.
so what about the skills challenge? I
My
know.
whole gripe about the skill challenge is just like, what were Chris Paul and Wimby doing?
Okay,
Like
bro, that has CP3's fingerprints all over it, man.
all over it. He's probably like, hey, Wimby, let's just do this. Let's do this to try to win. Like, no, like, I'm just like, what is this? What are they doing?
All
Like
right, now
miss shots thrown into the fans in the arena. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
I
What's
mean,
that?
and okay, so technically, okay, it does once again showcase that Chris Paul is a diabolical genius. I mean, he wasn't technically cheating, right? Because there were no rules that said you had to actually make,
They gave him the rule book.
I mean, right? And
Yeah,
so he just kind of worked his way around the rules or whatever. But but that lack of effort though, still, it sort of encapsulates this whole argument about the All Star Weekend and people not really giving no effort.
yeah, give an effort. Yeah,
Players are all lackadaisical, and and Reggie Miller always says that they're trying to be cute with the ball, just kind of
yeah,
half dribbling it, kind of shooting a little fake, a little like a little effortless shot, and
yeah.
Wimby and CP3 just took that to a whole new level. But
Whole new level.
it just represents, the fact that, the players are just not serious about this whole thing. And it really does a disservice
And
to,
that does,
the fans.
yeah, like you said, and that just I mean, it's hard. I guess it's hard, like just the whole overall thing. I mean, it's hard to get players that make millions of dollars and that have these big egos, like to really care about anything or care about the game at all. Like it's so hard. And it's like, man, like I don't really know who to blame it on. If it is a players all the way, or maybe Adam Silver. But yeah, I don't really know who to blame. I don't really know what to do to really kind of, I guess, get them motivated to do it, to take it serious. Because
Well,
it's
yeah.
just
And the money don't do it because they're already making a whole bunch of it. So, I mean,
yeah, like these are guys that are making millions upon millions of dollars. Like like Steph LeBron, you're not gonna get them to care. Kevin Durant, you're not gonna get them to care. Like you're not gonna, and no one wants to, and that's the whole thing. It's like no one wants to see like I don't know, like Bismack Biyombo, like in the All Star game. They want to see the stars. And they
yeah.
want to see them care. So yeah, I skill challenge was definitely just a yeah, but I never really liked the skill challenge either. I don't know how you feel about the skill challenge in general.
Yeah. I mean, it's, to me, it's something that the NBA used to just kind of, as another thing to wedge into that weekend. It's just like the Pro Bowl, where they started doing that, those quarterback challenges and, and the offensive line, strength challenges and stuff like that. Just
Yeah,
sort of events to just kind of wedge in there to justify having a whole weekend experience, which is stupid to me, but whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now I will say, I forgot whether it was during the Saturday or Sunday when that one dorky kid, won $100,000 by hitting that
Oh yeah, it was like a half court shot. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
now I will say, like I would commend Dame for doing that for competing with that dude. Now, granted, it wasn't, the competition wasn't on the same playing field. It was like I think he only had to make one shot while Dame had to make three or something like that.
yeah,
But
yeah, something like that. It was
just
yeah, yeah,
but
but
it was still just, I mean, he was out there. He put himself out there, and he could have, and he did that competition knowing he could have lost. And I mean, but he put his ego aside, and this kid won, and he had a life-changing experience. And it was dope to see that. And I wish
I think
more.
there were. Oh, keep going if you want to.
Oh no, just saying, I wish the more players did the same thing.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like I think I've heard that like that kid like their dad his dad or whatever he bought the tickets like last minute and they were like up in the nosebleed, so him to have that
Yeah,
opportunity that's amazing.
yeah,
So yeah, man, I know I don't know I want that kind of money. Jeez.
right. No, man, the NBA should be paying us that anyway to watch this mess. But
Oh, you
Tell me I'm
guys are
lying
really,
though.
you guys are really gonna see how Andre feels about the game itself, man.
I mean, well, you remember, like we were talking about going to this mess, and I'm glad I didn't shell out, what would have been the equivalent of like a couple of mortgages to, watch that man. Anyway, okay, fine. We'll get to that in a minute.
Let's
But
save it for no, save for a little bit. Save for a little bit.
like I said, I do like the fact that they threw in that competition, allow fans to interact with the players or whatever, even if it was just that one player, and then he took something away from it. I think that was dope, and maybe the NBA should be doing stuff like that. But anyway, so moving on to the 3-point challenge. Now I thought the 3-point challenge was a highlight of
So it was a highlight.
the whole
Okay.
weekend.
Okay.
The Rising Challenge, the Rising Star Challenge was dope because there was that element of competition, but also the same thing was the case with the 3-point shootout. These dudes were out there playing to win, and
Yeah,
I
they
love
were.
that.
They definitely were. I think Tyler Hero won it. Yeah, they were really, especially Buddy Hield. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a Warriors fan, if anyone knows. The creative background. I'm a Warriors fan, if everybody knows. And Buddy Hield has kind of been, yeah, this whole season. So when he went out for, I think the first round, he had 31, and he tied for the most points in the first round for the 3-point shooting contest. He had 31, and I was like, oh, they're really coming out here to play, like you said. Um, I was very surprised Dame kind of losing like pretty
Me
fast.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. But it was definitely good. That was the 3-point contest was actually really, really good.
yeah, I would agree.
Now,
Um,
do you think that do you think you should that they should change the 3-point contest or add some more things?
all right, so I'm one of those dudes that thinks if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
However, they could have did some stuff differently with 3-point shootout too. I mean, since they're tweaking everything else, like I I like last year's it was kind of in addition to the 3-point shootout where Steph and Sabrina had that shootout, but
Yeah, yeah.
it would have been dope if the Splash Brothers could have reunited to go against like the Splash Sisters, Sabrina and Caitlin or whatever.
Yeah.
And now her Caitlin didn't want to she wanted to have her first experience to be with the WNBA whatever. But I think that if the league threw enough money at her, she'd be like, okay, yeah, I want to do this
Yeah.
too. But
I think
it,
I think they were trying to do Sabrina, but I think Sabrina and Steph around too. But I think it might have fell through.
Well, and that's a stupid thing too. They were saying something like, I forgot the exact quote that they said, but they basically said that it didn't work out. But I'm like, how hard is it to invite Sabrina to do a
Yeah,
30-second shootout? I mean, anyway, but that's a missed opportunity.
it
And
is a
that's
very mis-
they could have, bolstered their All-Star weekend and also propped up the WNBA at the same time.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
have loved to have seen a like a Splash Brother versus Splash Sister kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it would have even been dope if they had if they brought in some of the legendary 3-point shooters and had them team up with some of the contemporaries. So like people
Kind of
like
like teams.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I don't know, like Steph and Kyle Korver against
yeah,
Clay and Reggie Miller,
yeah.
or like Dame and Craig Hodges going up against I don't know, like James Harden and Dale Ellis or whatever. Like bringing some of the old school 3-point greats,
Mm-hmm.
pairing them up with some of the current greats, and having a shootout there. I mean, so
I
if you
mean,
want to
just
mix and match, you could
yeah.
find other
I
ways to
mean,
do it.
just doing something new, like just doing something new. I think that it showed a lot of promise. Like last year, everybody was talking about it. Like I remember, I was like on the edge of my seats because she was like, I was a Steph fan, but like she was keeping up with Steph. Like, or like when she was first started, I was like, oh my god, I'm like, oh, she's kind of like she's not missing. I'm like, oh, here we go. And that really brought awareness to like, oh, Sabrina is one of them. Like everybody knows it, but Sabrina's one of them. I could go check out some WNBA games.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken too, when she using an NBA ball too, like it wasn't even
Yeah,
a yeah
shoot from the mid range too, as
yeah.
well. So she was like, I'll play how the boys play. And that really was I like that. But that kind of ties into my point later about kind of the one-on-one aspect of like, because I know they were talking about it, but I'll talk about more of that later. Now, before we get to the game, how did you feel about? Because a lot of people are saying on Twitter and on Reddit and everywhere. How did you feel about the like commercials? Like
Oh my
kind of
God, they were horrible.
yeah,
Okay, there's one dude on Reddit. don't forget the slam dunk contest too. We got to go to that.
Yeah, we'll go.
But
We'll go.
yes, this one dude on Reddit pointed out that during the All-Star game, like it was a 3 hour game, right?
Yeah.
42 minutes of actual gameplay, and then all of it, the rest of it was like
Yeah.
commercials and the intros and all this talking and stuff like that. 42 minutes. That's worse than the Super Bowl, bro. I mean,
Yeah. That was
no.
it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It felt like I was just like, it's never been like this bad. Like it's never been like commercial like here, commercial here. Like it's just it's like so much advertisement. Even the whole like Kenny and all of them, like they were joking like, oh, well, let me not miss this. Shout out this advertisement. Shout out Kia real quick. It felt really forced this time with the advertisements.
Which is funny because if I'm a corporate sponsor, then I don't want to have my name nowhere near this mess. But
Yeah. There
but
go there goes out of his taste.
but yeah, man. I mean, and then all those stoppages too. Like it was just okay. Once again, it just did not do the fans a service. And it's
And
funny. I saw KD on Twitter. He was or X, whatever we call that mess. But
okay.
he was saying, fans they don't do nothing but complain. And I'm like, bro, if you were at home on the couch watching what we watched, you would have been
Mhm.
saying the same thing. So it's a little different when you are a player or when you are immersed in that culture and you get to, be around all the activities of the event. But as a spectator at home sitting there chilling, I ain't got time to sit there for 3 hours, watching ads to buy Kias, and I don't like Kias.
Yeah.
So why do I gotta subject myself to that when there were only 42 minutes of actual gameplay? It's just and they gotta fix that mess.
They do. They really have to. I mean, and that's just. I'm gonna talk about it, but that's even with the NBA games too. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. But that's something for another time. But yeah, I didn't want to miss that dunk contest. How did you feel about the dunk contest?
All right. The two best dunkers, I guess that the league has at that moment were on stage, so fine. But I thought it was just meh again. I mean,
At McClung, three Pete.
okay, congratulations to Mac, but
Uh-huh.
that was more of a reflection of the poor quality of the dunkers that they had. I mean, so yeah, I mean, and in fact, God love Mac. I love his story and I love everything he's doing in the G League and trying to make his mark in the league and all that good stuff. But he was doing kind of the same dunks. I mean, that's that same sort of like reverse pump dunk or whatever. I mean, it was the
Yeah.
same dunk, and he added some flair to it every year. The jumping over the car, and then that second dunk where he jumped over a dude and then dunked it with the left hand and the right hand. I mean, like there was some variety there, but for the most part, I mean, it was still kind of the same dunks. And he was given uh I guess the kudos and the praise for the fact that A, he didn't have to do like 18 different tries before he finally got it. And
Yeah.
then B, the other dudes weren't really that great. So I mean, so shout out to him and I love his story and I obviously can't do none of the stuff he does, but I was just like, it's all
But
right.
do you kind of feel like that kind of argues like the point is like it's only so much you really can do because I mean we've been spoiled in the past so much.
Nope, not even that. Because like so like YouTube dudes like what's his name? Jordan Kilgannon
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like Isaiah Rivera and like Donovan Hawkins. So go like YouTube those some of those cats. And they doing stuff that I have never seen before and doing it like they coming out with like brand new dunks every other week. So nah man. I mean, no, I don't think that.
Oh, I hear you. But I will say, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, Mac McClung, he got some of the stars interested, like John Morant, posting like hey like I might have to suit up one more time, and then Giannis is like I'll do it if you do it, like
Yeah, and then and then Ja was trying to bring in Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine again. Okay,
mhm.
bro. Okay, I will believe that when I see it.
But do
I'll
you
just
feel
put
like
it that way.
I hear you on that, but do you feel that like that would bring a little bit more excitement to the dunk contest? Because you don't want to. Yes, I love Matt McClung, and like you said, he's he's really good 3-point. He's three-peated now, and he's a good dunker. But you want to see like LeBron James, you want to see like John Moran, Zion, and them. Like, do you think that will give more excitement and stuff like that?
If they can dunk, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and so people talk about LeBron all the time. Like, yeah, LeBron should compete. Why? LeBron do the same two dunks every time. Now he does them with a lot of power and ferociousness, but it's the same two dunks. That one tomahawk that he do, and then sort of the like reverse, the reverse like kind of windmill or whatever it was. But he does the same two dunks. He doesn't really have a repertoire. John Morant's dunks are not particularly like explosive or
Mhm.
finesse or whatever. His dunks are so dope because he's dunking over people, like he's
Yeah.
posterizing them, and that's how those are more impactful. But if you're talking about people doing like 720s with a with a behind the back bouncing it off the backboard, I, honestly, I don't know what NBA player has that particular skill set. Some of
You
those street
never
ballers do, but NBAers, I don't know, man.
you never know till you see it.
Well,
So
and if they want to do it, then go for it. I mean, I
I'll
believe it when I see
I
it.
will say I will see I'll tell you right now that will bring eyes to the I mean it already still they still watch it, but that'll bring eyes to the dunk contest because I mean I know I'm going to sit down and watch John Murray do something at least. I'd rather watch that than them trying to find some more people to do dunk contest and then revive Matt McClung like he's Steve Rogers frozen on ice.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
saying, like bring them out every couple of years. Like, yeah, let's come on.
And okay, to that point, I will say that that's what made dunk contests back in the day so appealing because you had Michael Jordan and Dominique who were bona fide all stars still
Yeah,
doing this mess too. And now you had a couple of scrubs that people didn't really know much about, but but you had some legitimate all stars out there doing this stuff too. So yeah.
yeah. Because I think it was one year where they had like it was really bad. It was like they had Juan Toscano Anderson, and then they had some other dude from New York, like, and he had Tim's on. It was really bad. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So I would definitely want to see that.
Now,
But
do you think that maybe if they okay, so we talk about lowering the rim for women or whatever, so they can dunk. But do you
oh
think
no, Andre,
that
oh
if you lower
no.
the rim, that would allow for more athleticism in their dunks and stuff like that, or just keep it at 10?
Keep it the same. Keep it the same. Keep it the same, Andre.
Okay, blame me for throwing it out there.
Hey man, at least you try. You're trying. Now to the main event, the
All right,
All-Star game? Question mark.
the alleged star game.
Oh, here we go, Andre. How did you feel about it, man?
It was atrocious. What else is
Like
there? Oh, okay. So first off, the format was fine.
I'm about to say,
I like
that's a good
that.
point.
Yeah, the whole OGs and what the Young Bucks or whatever they
World
called
and
it.
then the Rising Stars.
Rising Stars. Okay, yeah. And then the G League. I mean, that was or the winner of that round robin.
Yeah.
Good format. It
Mhm.
was a little bit too short, I think. I mean, like the 40 point thing didn't really do any service.
Especially when all those guys can get 40 in their sleep. Like,
Right.
yeah, so
But once again, bro, like the lack of defense, pretty evident. I mean, and it just turned into a glorified like layup drill. Now people started getting a little more competitive once that 40 point mark was like you were getting close to that goal.
mhm.
But for the most part, it was still the same like lack of competition. It was I mean, there were a few defensive plays here and there. Like Jaren Jackson had that one block, and Wimby was, trying to contest the ball a lot and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But for the most part, I mean, and I will say that it's better than having one game where two teams put up damn near 400 points
yeah.
from last year or whatever. But it was the same kind of effort. So whatever. I'll let you talk about this more because you know how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. I will say it was the same effort. I do think that I don't know if you saw it. It was the OGs versus the Rising Stars.
Okay.
Um, they were competitive. Like they were actually trying. It seemed like the OGs were actually trying. Like I know Steph, Dame, and all of them. They were like really going at it, like trying to win that game. And the Rising Stars they were keeping up pretty well. Like they were like it was neck and neck for a while. And even I think Dame said it at the next round when they were about to compete with um the final round. He said, "Yeah, we didn't want to be that team that loses to the right. We had stuff on the line. We didn't want to be that team that loses to the youngsters. We want to show them like, hey, we still here. We're still the OGs. Like we earn that respect." And that kind of ties into my point to get the All-Star game back to being where it needs to be. We gotta attack these guys' egos because that second round against the world where it was like more established guys, like where they were who they respected, like they were like, who cares? I ain't really trying, like. But when it was the Rising Stars, where hey, they don't got nothing to lose. Y'all do. If y'all lose to them, like the people were laughing at y'all. Their egos were on the line. So I feel like we gotta start doing stuff like that. As far as like, I would say maybe like a snubbed team, like I think Dame was talking about to for that fourth team. If you want to do this format, have that be the fourth team they play against, or even like maybe a 1v1 tournament. I think that's really the way to really attack these guys to get them to really play or work hard for it.
All right. Well, how about this? The losing team gets a demoted to the G League, and the winners get to play pro.
Oh no, oh Andre,
I
no, no, no,
just
no,
said.
no. That would be crazy. But yeah, I don't know, something just to make it different. Because yeah, like you said, that were like that final round was horrible. I mean, I liked I like it because Steph winning MVP and Steph doing his things, but it was like I think it was a clip of Wemby. I don't know if you saw it going around where like it seemed like Wemby was really trying to win this. Like he was actually trying, and it was like a back that the last final play where like Jason Tatum had it like a dunk,
Yeah.
and Wemby just like, oh my god, like he was actually trying to win the game, and that's what I don't know, that's what we need, man. We need guys to really care about this game. And I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about that weird intermission where it was like, I don't know if you saw it, where it was like they were kind of honoring Chuck and the TNT crew.
It was dumb.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, and
I mean,
again,
that's what it is. Yeah.
my point is like you can do all that stuff, outside of the All Star Game ecosystem. Like do it pregame or I don't know, or do it during inside the NBA or some mess. Like adding all that mess to the All Star Weekend, lengthening it more than it needs to. You're already dealing with the issue of people's lack of attention span because the games are so boring, and then you throw all this other mess in. So nah, man,
All those breaks, yeah, yeah.
like use another platform for that. They got a whole ass show on TNT where they could be,
Honoring them, yeah,
yeah, I'm like, come on, y'all, no,
yeah. I
no,
think and a lot of the players were really saying like I couldn't. There were, I think Jason Tatum said it, like he was just like I just think that was kind of pointless. Like it was hard to get back into rhythm, like because we stopped, like they stopped. I don't know if you saw it. They stopped, like it was like randomly, like they were like we were playing the game, and we watched it a little bit, and you came in like, what's going on? Like
yeah.
it's because they stopped randomly, and it was like I was like, I don't know, I honestly don't know, Andre. This is really weird.
Well, and Jalen Brown said the same thing because he was like, especially for some of the older players, so you're playing at a high intensity, and then I mean, even though the high intensity part can be debated, but anyway, all right, I'm being a hater, but so when you play at a high intensity and then you stop, like that can do some damage to like your knees and stuff because
Yeah,
I mean, so, but
staying in,
again,
staying warm
yeah, yeah. It was just a lot of extra fluff that you just didn't need in an otherwise already long
at
drug
all.
out weekend. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um Now, what do you think about LeBron? Now,
Okay.
yeah. Because like so I think it's fine he didn't play because he's 40 and he's hurt and he
Yeah.
gotta prioritize his health for the second half of the season. But I think the timing was horrible though.
Yeah, very, very horrible. I, you could say that he was hurt, or you could just say he just really didn't want to do it. But I feel like this. This is my whole thing. if everybody knew that LeBron wasn't playing, or they had a notion that okay, LeBron probably not playing, I feel like that was selfish. Like he could have been like, yeah, I'm not probably going to play in this game. It could have had somebody else, like Devin Booker or somebody.
Yeah, like
Like
Devin Sabonis. I
guys are
mean,
having really good seasons. Like if you're not playing, like that's a whole other thing. But I think that yeah, if you know that it's not really like it's another half of the season, like this is a critical stretch. I understand. I'm okay with it, but that shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have been like there. You should have like said it like beforehand, like okay, yeah, I'm not probably playing, like because it just looked. He didn't even wear the jersey. Like he was on the bench.
yeah,
The bench was just his street clothes, like just watching, like man, you don't, like oh, but like you could have just been there, like just as just on the court side, just watching.
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I like defend LeBron with every ounce of my being. Like I think he's subjected to some of the most unjustified attacks that I've ever seen out of any professional athlete in U.S.
uh,
history, pretty much. But this one, he wasn't really helping himself out. Like, bro, if
yeah,
you're not gonna play, just say so, and then let open up
yeah.
that spot for somebody else that is equally deserving, who would not have gotten that chance because they don't have the same name recognition as the other players in this otherwise like popularity contest. Give them a chance to play.
Now that kind of goes into my point.
All
How do
right.
you feel? Um, how do you feel about that kind of like the target score, like the 41, like the time for like because like I said, these guys can get 40 in their sleep. And it's like you're not. It's not really a realistic like goal. Like it's like, especially for the players like I think J Dub from the Jalen Williams, I think from the OKC Thunder, he was saying like it was kind of short. Like
Oh yeah.
and Draymond was talking about it, like guys work like their butts off to become all stars, and it kind of is like those first time all stars. It's like dang, I'm only like I think it was the team that played the World, they lost by 8, and that was it. Like, like
Yeah.
you only played for a little bit, and that was it. Like, how did you really? How do you feel about that?
Yeah. I agree 100%. You know, I'm actually good with having a point goal, like because that's what we do when we play in 21. You first person to make 21 wins or whatever. So having a goal to shoot toward, that's not a bad idea. In fact, I think they did that when they first started to to sort of revise the All-Star game to honor Kobe. I forgot the format that they did it in, but it was like
to each quarter was like a specific point you had to get to each quarter.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
at the end they added
at
them
the
over
end.
something like that. But yeah, I mean, that was a good model because when you had that target in mind, people started playing competitively. And for the first few minutes they were doing all the flashy stuff, the entertaining stuff, cool, the alley oops and the half court threes. Looking at you,
I
Chef
like it.
Curry. But they were doing all that, the razzle dazzle stuff. But then when it came down to like getting down to business, they did it, and you had a certain goal to try to get to. I was good with that.
I guess that argues to the point, like maybe like kind of argues to that format, this format where it's like it's four teams. Maybe it needs to be just East versus West again, and like you said, do that like little point thing, and and everybody can. That means everybody can play. You can still do razzle dazzle because it's enough points. Um, and then at the end they get competitive.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of argues to this new All Star format. Now, do you think they're going to continue to do this the next season?
They'll make some tweaks to it because fans on social they're unforgiving and and they'll make they'll adjust things a little bit. I don't know how. Maybe they'll increase it from 40 to 60 or something like that. Uh but they make changes all the time and they're going to keep doing it until something sticks.
How do you feel about some fans saying that like just get rid of the All Star game in general? Because
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, and if you just want to, if you just want to bestow the players like a midseason honor, like to name them an all-star for the midseason or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, fine. But I mean, if if they don't improve this, then I think that it's going to just increase the likelihood that more and more fans are going to get turned off. Because the league is already having some ratings issues anyway.
Lots of rating issues. Yeah.
The whole like streaming thing is not helping out, and the lack of play is not helping out. The lack of physicality. Even Draymond Green said, this game is getting boring. So
Mm.
they're gonna have to do something to spice it up. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they got to do something different.
They definitely got to do something different. It's funny you mentioned that Draymond Green thing. Did you see? I don't know where if you saw it. Oscar Robertson, like kind of talking about Draymond Green saying,
Yeah.
"All yeah, of course it's boring to you. All you do is pass the Steph." That was
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay. So you know how I feel about Draymond Green because I don't like him. I didn't like him since Michigan State. Go blue. Um,
boo.
but he is very articulate, very insightful, and he says things that make sense. I get
Yeah,
that.
he
But
does.
he also kind of puts his foot in his mouth. And the big O is kind of right too. Like, okay, and or you remember when Charles Barkley called him a single double or whatever his name was because he
Oh yeah,
never.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, like Draymond brings a lot to the game, but some of the stuff that he's complaining about, he himself didn't really bring
Yeah.
to this game. And honestly, if you're gonna blame anything, blame load management. That was the worst thing that ever happened to the NBA. Blame these exorbitant salaries. People
Yeah.
getting paid, 50, 60
Doctors.
million dollars a year to, play 40 games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mixed bag of things. And while people are out there dissing, the WNBA for it being so, whatever, for not being able to, attract ratings and stuff like that. Like look at the NBA, who is, siphoning off, fans left and right. And um outside of maybe like the NBA finals and the Christmas
Yeah.
Day lineup,
Or a big trade like Luca versus Luca and the Lakers.
yeah. What do you really hello? I mean, so what do you really have to go off of product wise to make this worthwhile?
It's I don't know. It's hard because it's like that trade deadline. I would say that was more like that was fun. That was better than like the games to me. Like kind of like I don't I don't know if you're just a specific fan of the team. I know you like the Pistons, but I'm in some kind of like some Warrior spaces, Warrior fan spaces, and it was very intense. Like kind of like just watching the fans. Like we're just so excited to see who's going next. Because Luka was traded, so we're like anybody can get traded. Who's going next? That was really a fun, like good deadline, and it took away from the Super Bowl a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
like fantasy sports is more fun than the sport itself sometimes,
yeah, people talk about betting and parlays more than sport. Hey, we can't
right?
really sport no more. But yeah. Well, that shows you how much the All-Star game was, son. We just went off the we went totally off the rail.
Right, right.
That just shows you how boring it was.
All right. So then to recap for the okay, so the celebrity game for me it got an F.
Yeah, F or E, yeah, whatever you know, yeah, failing.
All right, Rising Star Challenge.
Rising Star Challenge, that was C. I'll give it a C.
Oh, dang, that's pretty mean.
I'm
Okay,
very hard grader. I'm a very hard grader.
all right, I'll give it a B,
A
just
B,
for
okay, that's fair.
for competition. Skills challenge,
E, get rid of it.
D plus, get rid of it.
And that's where I think I know they were talking about it on Twitter. 1v1 challenge.
That could
Pick
work.
up, pick up
One v
basketball
one.
1v1. Like, like because I know that because they were interviewing. I know it's going to happen because they were interviewing some people. Like I'm talking about who would be good in the 1v1 challenge. Like, who would you want to see in the 1v1 challenge? And I'm just like, instead of that skill challenge that's like nobody really cares about and no one really takes serious, man, let's have like just Kyrie and I don't know, Dame or whoever go at it for $1 million or something like that, or some they're just bragging rights in general, you know, because I don't know. I don't know how you really feel about that because I just think that would be good. That would be cool.
You know, homegirl from the WNBA. I forgive me, women viewers out there, but I forgot her name. But
Ooh, Andre.
you get where I'm going with that. But the one that won the 1v1 during whatever they were doing. And she made a good point. And she made a good point about NBA players. And she was like, they will have to get over their egos, because 1v1 is you and another person, and then that's it. So you have no excuses or no justifications for why you would lose. So if they're willing to put their egos aside, then okay, fine. But
I will say, and then that's where I think the young stars would come in
mhm,
because you're not going to get Steph Curry, you're not going to get LeBron, you're not going to get Kevin Durant. You might get Kevin Durant 1 year, but you're not going to get Kevin Durant. You're not going to get those old guys, I would say,
yeah,
but you will get like maybe an Anthony Edwards, maybe a Trey Young, maybe a Kay Cunningham or a Shea, or just like those younger stars, like, and even the rising stars, some of the rising stars, like you may get them like, all right, let's do this 1v1, like because they like, hey, like this is fun, let's do it. Like, we don't really have a name. We're not like these stars that are so established now. They have all these pedigree, let's just do it.
yeah,
So, and that'll be something different for All-Star game. Maybe make it interesting.
good work.
Skill challenge gotta definitely go. I'm sorry.
All right, 3-point challenge,
3-point challenge. I'll give that a B plus.
A minus.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. No, I like that. I like that.
Slam,
All-Star game.
slam dunk contest
Oh, I keep listening to Slam Dunk. Okay, yeah.
because it was so forgettable.
It's so forgettable. That's why I'm saying you have to have the stars, man. It's so forgettable without it. Like there was a three-peat and it's forgettable. Like I just, you know,
And because there was a three-peat, I'll give it a C plus.
I'll give it a C plus as well. Yeah, probably C plus.
All right, and then finally the All Star game,
B minus.
C minus. No, actually, okay, C minus because of the format.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. So All-Star weekend in general.
C minus.
Wow. Wow. Like I think, yeah, just B, just average. Just B.
Yeah, a couple of good contests don't save the overall weekend to me.
You're right. I hear you on that. No, I will say, was it better than last year? I don't know if you watched last year's.
Last year sucked too.
I think last year was really like really bad.
Oh yeah, well last year's was horrible. Last year probably hit rock bottom.
Yeah, last year is what made it change this year.
Yeah.
The formats and different stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely better than last year. And is it better than the Pro Bowl, you think?
Yes, but not by much.
Do you think it's like kind of eating off of like this All-Star game, the name itself? Like it's like from the past stuff, like it's always had a good like you've always had these moments, Michael Jordan and Hakeem, you said, and then you had moments just like LeBron and Kobe, and it's just like it's always been like regarded higher than the Pro Bowl. Do you think it's kind of like that?
For a while it was, yeah, but now they're pretty much on an
Neck and
even
neck.
plane. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. Overall, yeah, this weekend it was definitely it was a man.
So if anybody from the NBA just happens to fall upon this video, listen to what we say and fix
Hmm.
this blank. Keeping this PG yard, but fix this mess right now, or you're gonna lose a whole lot of people, and we're gonna be like out there on a street corner collecting change out of cans to pay for your revenue. So keep that in mind.
Because yeah, I don't know because it has to do something. Maybe they shelf it for a little bit and then they work on it and bring it back. You never know.
Time will tell.
Time will definitely tell.
So y'all, that's what we got for today. I think we kind of went we went a little bit over what we were supposed to. We were only supposed to go for about 15 minutes, but when we get into this stuff, it's just
Yeah.
no holds barred. But
And then we got off rails a little bit sometimes, but yeah, we really should do like a video like problem with the NBA, like just
oh yeah, how much time you got on that one? But
yeah, I
yeah,
know.
We can do that for another video too. That's a good idea.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. So let us know what you think. If you watch this video, go ahead and drop those comments. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, what you thought about the All-Star weekend. Should it improve? Should it stay the same? What kind of improvements, if you think it should be improved, should the NBA consider? We'd love to hear your thoughts. So
Definitely.
again, be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, hit that notification button to get new announcements every time we post a video. Will, closing thoughts are yours.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad to be back. It's been a while. I'm ready to talk to my guy about some of the stuff that's going on. We got a lot more stuff to catch up on, Super Bowl and more stuff about trades and different stuff like that. And even, a little bit of trailers. Ooh. So
Some good stuff coming up for us to react to.
definitely, definitely. And this is a new format with you doing Zoom, and definitely tell us how you like it. Say, do you like it this way, or do you want to do it the old way? But this was just kind of like an emergency thing. But yeah, definitely, guys, just give us feedback. That's how we're gonna grow this thing. So that's all I got, man.
All right, we're signing out. So once again, thank you for watching.
If there's a will,
There's a Trey.
yes, sir. All
All
right.
right. Peace
Take
out,
care,
y'all.
guys. Yep.
Peace.